So, hello and welcome to the Cynics Guide to Hippie Shit. I'm here today with Danielle Roberts, and we're going to be talking about sound baths. And I think lots of people will have heard of a sound bath, I think. But what on earth is a sound bath?
So it's basically the attendees will come, lie on whatever they choose to bring, anything from an airbed to a sleeping bag. Some people just bring blankets and a pillow, yoga mats, whatever, and they just get as comfortable as possible on the floor. And they're bathed in lots of different frequencies and vibrations using ancient healing tools like singing bowls, gongs, chimes. And it just has so many health benefits from my point of view, from what I've experienced with sound. Um, So you're using all different frequencies really if you want to go sciencey around it. So you can use, like, you have all these solfeggio frequencies which work with different chakras.
Oh,
So
that's definitely a woo-woo one, isn't it? Chakras.
all your different frequencies work with a different chakra point. So but I tend to use a lot of 432s, 528s, purely because like your 528s and stuff are good for pain. Your 432s can lower cortisol, help with relaxation. And I do a lot of stuff around people with medical issues, so I tend to sway towards those frequencies a lot. Especially with me tuning folks. That's
So
another
you're
story.
talking about frequencies, and so let's strip right down to basics. Could you show me where you are right now? Because we can see a beautiful background. I can see like a gong behind you, but what else is there?
So I have these, I don't know if you can see,
Oh
I have
yeah,
these cute little chimes.
fabulous.
So I have this wind gong, uh, there's Tibetan bowls,
Nice,
and the little doors,
nice.
rattles, shikapas. We've got these beautiful little times. These sing a song of their own. But mm,
Oh, beautiful.
these are kind of my favourites. I have a rattle collection from all over the world,
Wow,
mostly Peru. This is one of my favourites, which was from a charity shop, which I absolutely love.
nice.
And then over here, and these are like rain sticks and some other
Oh,
rattles.
wow,
And this is the 32-inch symphonic gong, which is my favourite sound in the world.
wow.
And we have, see if I can find me bits. Yeah, we have like crystal singing bowls.
Wow.
I don't know how well the frequency will pick up on.
Can't hear it very well, but we could maybe sort something out afterwards in terms of.
Yeah, because sometimes I've got a special mic that picks up on frequency. So if I do outdoor sound baths, I'll take that mic and then that'll get the frequency through the speaker because sometimes frequency goes
Yeah.
invisible. It's like there's lots of, if you use the voice for sound, there's
Mhm.
lots of different notes you sing, like your arms and this and that for your different chakra points. But there's actually, I've only ever seen this one girl do it. I think she was from Malta. There's a note from heaven and you sing it. It's fascinating. It's the most fascinating thing I've ever saw. So you sing it, and when they sing it, it's like like it goes off into three notes. I can't do it. I've never practiced it. But when they sing it, the voice goes. You could be watching them sing it and it'd be like this, and there's nothing. You can't hear anything coming out of the mouth. It starts off where you can hear them, and then it vanishes. The note vanishes, but they're still singing it. It's absolutely mind blowing,
Wow. So
and that's called the note of heaven.
you've got all of these different bits of kit, these different singing bowls and rattles and things like that. And so does the person or the group go in the middle and you make all the noises, all the sounds around them? Is that how it works?
Yeah, so some practitioners just sit at the front and use a microphone or a sound system and just play out to the participant, and some walk around. I like to be immersive in my sound bath, so I will be in the sound bath. I like to walk around. I like them to have noise directly over them, and but then there's like offsides to that as well, because people with neurodivergence or sound sensitivity don't like too much noise.
Hmm.
So you need to be aware of all of that. Because it can see the gong and certain instruments can really elicit negative emotions and bring a lot up to the surface. That's the point in a sense. So but some people can be really overwhelmed by that, which is sometimes I'm glad I've got my counselling background, and I'll say to them like, this can trigger this. If you want us to hold space at the end or talk about anything,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. And it's interesting you say that, because I teach mindfulness, and people often say, oh, well, people who don't know about mindfulness will send people to mindfulness thinking it will cure everything, it'll fix everything, or it's a relaxation, and don't realize actually for it to be effective, there's also sometimes some risk, and it might not be pleasant, it might not be easy, and it might be triggering. And it sounds like sound baths are quite similar, where it could be relaxing, but it might really not. It might be challenging.
I'd say about 50% of my participants take the mask off and cry. Like I don't ever have a sound bath where someone doesn't wake up hysterical.
Wow. And
Um,
that's a good
like
thing.
just sobbing. Sometimes it's happy tears. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
It's not always sad tears, but it has been sad tears, and there's a lot of like, that's a scary side. Some people just go out and do a weekend course. They don't really know what they're administering with sound to the participant. And then if you come across that, then what do you do with it? Or if you're not holding space for that or not aware of that, then I think that could be dangerous.
Yeah. So you've got a counseling background, so you're able to make it a safe space for people.
Yeah, I think most sound practitioners are, as long as they're aware of like the sound sensitivities, neurodivergence, not the. But I think some people aren't. Like a lot of people are. People that have done the adequate training and had a good teacher. I was really like privileged. I was trained by two of the best sound teacher trainers in the country. And I'm forever grateful for that, because there wasn't a stone unturned on my course. Like, they
Good.
literally covered everything, from how to set up a Zoom, how to get a mic that picks up frequency, to how to hold space for anything and everything, and the do's and don'ts, and they were amazing. And they went in depth. There was like 90 modules, and they went so in depth with every instrument, the frequency it lets out, what that frequency does. Like, I think all that is very important.
Hmm. So you can do this on Zoom.
Yeah, with the correct stuff. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's amazing, isn't
So
it?
I've got this mic, and it picks up frequencies and vibrations. Not all of them I've noticed as well. So like, there is certain things that won't catch. I haven't, like, in my sound bath, but most of your frequencies you wanted to pick up, like your gongs and your singing bowls, can go pretty. They can go off almost, the sound, if you haven't got the right mic. It sounds awful.
Hmm.
So that picks it up like as you would hear it. It's lovely.
Oh, wow. So you've mentioned frequencies quite a lot. And um, I've noticed, and I've done a little bit of this myself with a little bit of skepticism, I have to say. So I've seen things on YouTube where there's certain frequencies that are supposed to be attracting abundance, and there's certain frequencies that are supposed to bring success. And I think it was 888 or something is supposed to be. And then there's all of these different things that I've seen these recordings of, and I've had on in the background thinking, well, I'm writing a funding bid. I'll put this on in the background. It's got to work. So what do frequencies do?
So basically, on a cellular level, the body were made up of 75% water, and so your body's, all your cells are made up of water molecules basically, and it kind of the cells kind of stick, if that makes sense. Without going too sciencey in layman's terms, your cells kind of stick, and it encourages like healthy cellular flow. It supports DNA. If you watch, there's visuals. Try and find it and send you it. There's visuals on what sound is to a cell, and
Oh,
the basically they have like sand or something on a tray on like a vibrational plate, um, and they administer the frequency to this plate, and it goes off in the most amazing geometrical patterns. It's so fascinating to watch, and that's kind of what it's doing to the molecule in the cell and the water and the body. It's shifting everything to vibrate better. If that makes sense.
and what effects does this have on, like, you've mentioned health benefits. What kind of health benefits are there?
So it takes the brain like out of an awake conscious state into a state which is deep relaxation,
Okay.
and it lowers your blood pressure, it regulates your heart rate, it can help with anxiety and depression, although it can kick things up before it calms things down. And it just drops the body into a deep state of relaxation where it's able to focus on healing rather than functioning, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
it kind of in a theta brain state, the body thinks it's asleep. So it starts promoting the healing.
sounds good. And so have you heard about these kind of, like the 888 and the manifesting and all of that that can be done with
Yeah, I
sound?
think a lot of it, like people like these angel numbers, and it depends who's doing it, like, um, and what they're doing it for. I think a lot of the frequencies, like people use the solfeggio frequencies, which are ancient healing frequencies, and they all obviously work on the chakra points. People use them in certain combinations for this abundance and this and that. But I think people have it on in the background, and it's supposed to promote intelligence and this and that. But I think it's just all deep healing on a cellular level. Like those frequencies are very healing to listen to. Like I always have it on. Can you hear it?
No.
Am I? So I kind of have. I always have it playing in the background. So I have all nine solfeggio frequencies, powerful healing miracle tones. This is just like a basic one, but
So
can you hear
I'll
that?
no, but I've also got building work going on in the background here. Can you hear that?
See, it might not pick up because the frequency on the.
I'll tell you what I was listening to earlier on today. So I was listening to, this doesn't have this was Everything Works in Your Favor Subliminal, and it was just music, which I don't know if there's a frequency thing involved in that. I don't know. It sounds very similar to some of the 888s and things like that.
Your solfeggio frequencies are more like your 174 hertz, your 285s, your 396s, and they're all for different things. So, like, for example, your 174 is for physical pain and relief and stress. And sorry, I'm trying to turn this down. You can't even hear it, can you? I've still got that playing. So then your 285s, like that's for tissue restoration. They
Oh,
all have different meanings and hit different chakra points. Then you've got your 396, that's supposed to release guilt and fear and
oh,
works on them emotions. And that's for your root chakra. So they start coming up like up from your lower chakras to your higher chakras, and they stay like that's when you're in a state of enlightenment, when you're vibrating from your higher chakras as such. So if you go through your solfeggio frequencies, you've got your 417, that's for trauma and healing. So that's your sacral chakra. So all of your lower emotions and your lower chakras, and the higher you get, the more you start transcending these emotions and healing. And
so
it's all pretty interesting when you start unpicking it.
it's fascinating. And there's still a part of me thinking, well, I'm thinking, well, yeah, there's the placebo effect, isn't there? And I always come down to this. So if I played something or listened to something that was a particular frequency and I knew it was a particular frequency and I'd picked it for a particular reason, then I'm kind of setting an intention to do something. And so say it's healing guilt. You said something about guilt. So healing guilt, I'm going to play a frequency that's going to help me heal some guilt. I'm already setting the ball in motion, aren't I? Just by pressing play or going somewhere. Is it the intention or the placebo effect, or is it the actual sound that's having the effect? And if I didn't know what the sound was, would it still have an effect?
I'd say yes, but I might be biased.
Okay.
I'd say always, but that might just be me because of what I do. But well, it's not even just because of what I do, it's because I strongly believe in it because of my experience with it. Like I would have never in a million years, like sound has healed me. Like that's the only explanation. That is the only thing with setting intentions and having a routine with it is the only thing.